Welcome back to Soccer Saturday Fan Zone. Arsenal host Wigan in the FA Cup tomorrow. Most successful team in the history of the FA Cup. Arsenal, as Jay knows all too well, up against the League One side in the relegation zone. Let's bring in Scarlett to get her thoughts ahead of this one. Arsenal fanalist. Good evening, Scarlett. What's your feeling? Is a quadruple in the air, or are you getting nervous?
Well, as you say, the FA Cup is our competition, isn't it? I mean, let's start with the fact that we've won it 14 times, so more than anyone else. I think in terms of tomorrow, it's about rest. I don't want to see Declan Rice anywhere near the Emirates tomorrow. I want him to stay at home and put his feet up. But of course, on for the quad. Rest, and keep going.
It's dangerous though, Jay, isn't it? I know without a manager, they're struggling in League One, but still.
That should be easy work. It doesn't matter. Arsenal, I'm going to be real. Arsenal's under 21 should beat Wigan. And that's me being honest. But anyway, moving forward. Scarlett, if Arsenal only win a domestic trophy this year, do we have to seriously consider Arteta's job? Because he's spent £1 billion. He's got the best squad in the Premier League. Arguably the best squad in Europe. Yeah. There's no excuses. We've had chances to be 9 points ahead. We haven't taken them. We're now 4 points ahead. Obviously, the Carabao's coming up on the 22nd of March. Let's just say Arsenal win that, but then that's all they win, or just win the FA Cup. What are your thoughts on Arteta then?
I think it's if, buts and maybes at the moment. You know, there's so many contingencies in football that so much talk around Arsenal at the beginning of the season was they have to do it this year. If they don't, then it's a total failure. And as I've said before, I think that totally skips over the fact that we have the most competitive league in the world and the best league in the world. That said, we are now, and have been for a long time, in an advantageous position in the league, both with our squad and with the points gap to City. So if we don't win the league from here, 4 points clear with 12 games to go now, I think, then something's gone wrong, hasn't it? But we don't know what stands between us and the finish line. You know, last season...
Yeah, but
let's look at the next six. Let's look at the next six, because that's sort of what stands between...
I mean, we can look at the next six, but Scarlett, I just need to answer me the question. If Arsenal only win a domestic cup with £1 billion spent on the squad, having arguably one of the best squads in the world, do we need to consider Arteta's job?
I think we always need to consider whether the person in charge is the best person to lead us to success. I think the overwhelming body of evidence on Arteta suggests that he is. What I mean by what stands between us and the end of this is we don't know how it's going to go down.
Who else could guarantee you the title if they came in? Don Carlo would be the only one, wouldn't he? Ancelotti maybe would be out of people out there.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone out there that makes Arsenal better at the moment. Do you?
Yeah.
Very strong. Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean,
if
you could go and get one of the best managers in the world, I mean, listen, Arteta's done great. I'm really happy with what Arteta's done with Arsenal since he took over.
But wins the Champions League and loses the league.
Major. As long as Arsenal win a major this year, I'm happy. If Arsenal come away with domestics, I'm not happy, because you don't spend £1 billion on a squad to win a domestic. That squad there wins majors. And that's what Arsenal need to do now. There is just no excuses anymore, because all of them players there are his signings. Yes, there's going to be injuries. Yes, there's going to be suspensions. But every top side that win Premier Leagues deals with that. Now Arsenal need to.
Got about 20 seconds. Scarlett, how do you feel then looking at the season? Are you optimistic? Is there going to be a big one, the league or the Champions League?
Look, I think not much has changed. I think we're still very much in the box seat for the title. I think City beating Liverpool says a lot more about Liverpool than it does about City's ability to put one of their famous runs together. This season has suggested that they don't have that in their back pocket. Let's see. If we go to Molineux next week on Wednesday and win and we're 7 clear, what will they say then?
Hope springs eternal. Scarlett, thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Scarlett.
Best of luck against Wigan in the FA Cup tomorrow as a quadruple push comes. Jay, up for the next hour, Soccer Saturday Fan Zone. We're going to talk Arsenal against Wigan during the course. We've got some Kwame, an Arsenal fan, with this. I think we'll win our 4th League and Cup double. I will be satisfied if we win one of those, but the quadruple is way over the top. Fair enough?
I'm never saying never, but at the end of the day, for me, it just has to be a major. That's all I care about. A major, the bare minimum.
Would be a first Premier League title since 2004, wouldn't it? First FA Cup since Arteta's first season, 2020. On the other hand, Rose has said this: if Arteta does not win any trophy, he should go. Well, surely he's going to get one the way they're positioned. League Cup's imminent.
Rose is absolutely right. But I mean, I think we'll get one. But like I said, it has to be the major one. I want to take my sons down to the town hall and take them to Highbury, see the rooftop bus, because I mean, they haven't seen it so far, so we need to see that.
Yeah,
I need to see it.
I'm pretty sure 4 second place finishes in a row is unprecedented, but not the kind of record you want, probably.
No one cares about second place.
Well, let's talk about Manchester United then, 4th in the league, knocked out by Brighton last time, just mentioned that with Danny Welbeck's goal. Let's assess where they are so far under Michael Carrick. We'll bring in Chris, the Manchester United fan. He's probably having a very relaxed weekend, Chris. How are you feeling about things at the moment? I know you'd rather be in the FA Cup, but things looking pretty good in the league.
Yeah, it's looking really good. Good evening, guys. And Jay, just got to say, Manchester United care about second place, so we're going to try our best.
No, but Man United care right now, but Fergie years, do you care about second place?
Nah, that was then, but we got
exactly.
We've got the table now, Chris. We've got it here. So we've got Manchester United played 26, 45, only 8 points off second place Manchester City. Is that achievable if the run continues?
If I'm being honest, obviously I'm, a bit tongue in cheek. I think 3rd and 4th place is where we kind of want to, kind of set our stall at the moment. So we got a game against Villa in about 4 games time. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to need to do something there. But I think if we keep the momentum going, as things are at the moment, I know we had a bit of a downer with the draw, but we pulled it back just like we did with, mentioned the Fergie years. I think 5 more minutes in that game, I really think that we would have took the 3 points with that. And I think everyone else was a bit worried. So I know that we're going in the right place because opposition fans are a bit worried and trying to downplay what we're doing at the moment. So I think we're on the right upturn.
Chris, if Carrick keeps going the way he's going, keeps playing this attacking football, finishes in them Champions League places, like 3rd, 4th, whatever it may be, can you really take the job away from him?
It's looking hard. I'm not going to commit myself at this moment because I still want to see a little bit more about, how things are going at the moment. However, just to kind of evaluate where we've gone with the first 5 games so far, it's been brilliant. It's been, kind of night and day with what we've been used to over the last few years, and especially this season. And I think the players take to him, the fans take to him, opposition fans don't take to him. So I think that kind of tells you how great Carrick's doing at the moment. But I think he's definitely putting his name in the hat to be considered.
What are the big things he's done? What's different?
I think trusting the players. I think he's brought a lot of a cohesion within the squad. You can actually see the tactical plans and kind of how we're setting out our stall. He's bringing kind of that effervescence back into Manchester United where you don't know what's going to happen.
I enjoy watching Man United play now.
Exactly, yeah. It was a bit mundane, a bit drab, a bit dry. You never knew what was going to happen, apart from you just going to, go and have a toilet break and just come back. But now...
I'll be honest with you as well, Chris. Like, when Man United used to be on before, I'd be like, nah, man, I watch EastEnders.
Exactly.
The old 3-4-3 wasn't doing it for you.
It wasn't doing it for me. But now, I'm seeing a Man United team that's exciting. Playing with energy again. Like, Mbeumo is on top of... Do you know what? I'm going to be real with you. I think Mbeumo is a striker. I think he's a striker. He shows, composure. He runs in behind. He can dribble. He holds the ball up. He's got a good football IQ. I mean, he's been great for me.
Where does that leave Sesko, though, Chris?
On the bench.
He's got... Mbeumo's got that Wayne Rooney kind of stature and physique about him, so he's good. But I think at times, just like what you've just mentioned, Sesko needs to come in, and he's really banging on the door at the moment with his cameo performances off the bench. So I 100%. Feel that pressure is on for Carrick to make a decision now, and potentially he probably has to start Sesko against Everton.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think he's probably going to start with him. I'd keep Mbeumo on, and unfortunately, I know Cunha's usually the player that we substitute off, so I do feel sorry for Cunha. But I think with Mbeumo on the left...
Is that because it's Everton? It's physical. You think it's to be physical Monday night game at Everton? You think that's why?
Yeah, physical game. It's always tough against Everton. Unfortunately, got to mention that we lost against them with 10 men last season at the end of last year. Sorry. So I think that Everton game is going to be crucial for us to kind of keep the momentum. So the next 3 games, Everton, as you can see, is a big one. Crystal Palace, they're in a bit of disarray at the moment, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. And then Newcastle, I think that's going to be a tough game away at Newcastle.
They're the two, isn't it, Chris? Like, they're the two that I would look at and say they're going to be the really tough ones. Newcastle away, Aston Villa home.
Villa at home, yeah.
But I think all the rest, very winnable. Very winnable. Playing with energy, confidence. You've got the right blend of youth, experience. Bruno Fernandes is playing as a number 10 where he should be now. But let's just say Carrick does leave. Who do you think realistically comes in? Tuchel's not there no more. He's England manager. Ancelotti, he's signed to Brazil until 2030. So realistically, who do you bring in if it's not going to be Carrick?
I said before, Luis Enrique is probably
He's 20 odd million pounds a year. And if that don't work out, are you going back to then?
You might take a pay cut for Manchester from Paris.
He ain't taking no pay cut.
People come to Manchester United for any reasons. We signed Pogba, Ibrahimovic without European football. So, we've seen things that people say can't happen at the theatre of dreams. So we're not called that for no reason. I would say De Zerbi is a very good chance, a very good shout as well. I think he's, proven that stylistically he can handle the Premier League, the hustle and bustle. Also has a good identity about him as well.
Same formation as well. 4-2-3-1 plays.
Yeah, obviously. I always like this.
Actually. That's a good shout. But the only thing is, he ruffles feathers. That's the problem. Like, wherever he goes, he don't mind having an argument with ownership.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you need that, a little bit of character about you. And I think just respectfully, some of our, I and us footballing men, so they kind of have a bit more of a grasp of how things go, how things should be run than probably some of the previous regime that we've had. So I think they'll be able to work something out. 100%.
Where do they finish, Chris, do you think? Final thought?
Manchester United, I think we will get fourth. I think we can get fourth.
Okay, yeah. Chris.
And that's really good.
Chris, enjoy the rest of your weekend off.
Take care, Chris.
Relax.
Nice speaking to you
Nothing
again.
to worry about. Wait for that week Monday game. Newcastle United, by the way, not won the FA Cup since 1955, but Sandro Tonali with 2 now has put them in front, come from behind against
The guy's
Aston
a
Villa.
baller. I'm sorry, Teddy. He's an absolute baller. I don't understand why the big teams around the world are looking at him now.
Brilliant strike. Dan Burns just laid it to him in the D, whipped it into the bottom corner. So against a 10 men of Villa, Newcastle 2-1 up. Keep you across that. Now, what a season it's been for Brentford. Currently sits 7th in the Premier League table. And they travel to Macclesfield, though, on Monday Night Football. National League North, of course, who beat Crystal Palace. Let's speak to Saul Westbrook, Brentford fan. Is this a good fixture, Saul, or what do you make of it? It feels like the plastic pitch might be a bit ominous.
Yeah, I would have preferred a home game, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's good to play against a lower league team. Obviously, FA Cup run's quite important. So I'm hoping that we can go there and not do what Crystal Palace did earlier in the season.
I think, listen, and I'm sure Keith Andrews will have him right at it. When you go to Macclesfield, I think as long as you have the right attitude to go onto that pitch, the quality always come to the top. It's when you see players go to these kind of teams and think they can just turn up and the game's going to be theirs. That's when it becomes difficult, but there's no doubt about it. I think Brentford will handle this correctly because of Keith Andrews.
Does the pitch make a difference, though?
It definitely makes a difference. I mean, one of the biggest difference, especially when it's wet, a 4G pitch, you play the ball over the top and it bounces upwards, whereas, if it was grass, it bounces forwards, it goes out to the keeper. So there's little differences. The ball rolls differently. Obviously, there's differences there, but listen, Brentford has the quality. I mean, listen, all I want to talk about really is Thiago. How happy are you that he signed a new deal, by the way?
Yeah, that's great news, to be honest. We didn't really see it coming. It came out of nowhere, but he's been so good this season. Obviously, we lost Visser and Burma in the summer. And he's just stepped up and done better than anyone could really expect. He's so powerful and fast. I think maybe he's slightly overperformed with the amount of goals he got. And he's not always